Long live the African National Congress. Long live. Eita Sanko Eita. Eita Progressive Youth Alliance. Eita. Eita the SADTU Student Chapter. Eita. Malibongwe. Gama lamakhosikazi. Tibulele kumphathi nkqubo, the Deputy President of SADTU, Comrade Cele. The President of SADTU, Comrade Mapila. The General Secretary of SADTU, Comrade Dr. Maluleke. The collective leadership of SADTU, the leadership of the student chapter of SADTU, leadership of the Alliance, the General Secretary of COSATU, Comrade Soli Petwe, and the General Secretary of the South African Communist Party, Comrade Soli Mapaila, the Central Executive Committee members of COSATU and the Central Committee members of the party, the domestic and international friends, and most importantly, the delegates of SADTU who are owners of this union. Comrade President, we want as the Federation to indeed thank you for inviting us to join you in this august occasion, which we are confident as the Federation that it will mark a milestone in the history of this glorious movement. SADTU has consistently stood tall in defending the rights of teachers and promoting the educational development of our children. The theme of this Congress says, mobilizing consciousness and uniting revolutionary professionals in strengthening foundational learning and functional skills to advance inclusive and sustainable economic growth in pursuance of a socialist society. This, delegates, is a powerful reminder of the pivotal role teachers play in shaping a better society. It is a reminder that teachers are not just workers. They are builders of consciousness, transforming society by instilling values of justice, of equality and solidarity in our children. SADTU, like COSATU, remains steadfast in its commitment to foundational learning and skills development, ensuring that we move forward towards a sustainable and inclusive economy and a socialist future that is free of racial and gender oppression. Comrade leadership, our schools are microcosms of the broader socio-economic challenges that are faced by our society, especially by the working class. Our learners experience the effects of unemployment, poverty and domestic violence and community decay. Our education system is under immense strain with overcrowding of classrooms, rising teacher-learner ratio, and schools that are often lacking basic safety and infrastructure. So, if this is what we must deal with, how can we expect success when learners arrive at school hungry or when their homes are filled with uncertainty and hardships? Despite these challenges, comrades, we must say that we have made notable progress since 1994. Millions of learners benefit from the free basic education, and thousands have graduated from universities through NSFAS support. However, the large number of learners who do not reach matric or who do not go on to tertiary education, that number remains alarming. And education is not simply a right, comrades. It is a lifelong investment. It is essential for individual growth and the future prosperity of our country. So, as we collectively work to overcome the damage that is caused by corruption and state capture, the state capacity to uplift the nations still remain under strain. But what we cannot ignore is the progress that we have made in areas like the reduction of load shedding, the cleaning up of SARS, the rebuilding of critical infrastructure such as Transnet and Metro Rail. And whilst we do acknowledge that these are positive steps, much more, comrades, remains to be done, particularly in building local government and ensuring municipalities can pay their workers and deliver the essential services. Comrade delegates, what we must do, we must reject any attempt that seeks to worsen the situation by retrenching teachers. COSATU stands with SADTU in opposition, comrades, to any retrenchment of a single contract teacher. The quality of our children's education should and must not be sacrificed in the name of fiscal tightening. We have engaged as the Federation, the Minister of Finance, in order for us to find solutions that will not come at the cost of our future's children. We must also collectively, comrades, push for grade Rs to be enrolled out across all schools and for stronger measures to ensure safer learning environment for both learners and teachers. Similarly, as the President of SADTU has said, we must defend the Bella Act and ensure that any amendments to it enhances the transformation and inclusion. Comrades, every learner has the right to quality education, including in their mother tongue. So we have then a responsibility for us to strengthen this law further by ensuring that all learners remain in school until grade 12, or at the very least, comrades, transition into TVET colleges, and if they exist early, that's what we're saying. So we must ensure that every child is at grade R until they complete matric, transit to TVET colleges if they must leave school. What we cannot continue, comrades, is to send young people into the workforce without them acquiring the necessary skills to secure decent work. Our government has held an anti-child labor conference in Durban in the past years. This must then correspond with the call that we are making that no child must be found in the labor market when they have not completed their education. COSATU, comrades, commends SADTU for its leadership role in the Federation and beyond. The fruits of the progressive efforts that have been made by SADTU of Fezeka Loliwe are amongst many the two-pot pension reforms that commenced on the 1st of September that has enabled workers to access a limited portion of their savings without them having to resign. And I saw there's a song that was sung and there were a third pot that is being called upon. We want to say to you, comrade delegates, that the Federation has understood the call that you are making, and as a result, we are already engaging Treasury on the next phase of pension reforms, seeking to reduce the tax burden on low-income workers and ensure that their savings can be used for crucial needs such as education, but also to ensure that workers are able to access what is in their savings pot without the limit of what we have today. The SADTU of Fezekaloliwe, comrades, has recently, we have welcomed the recent signing of the National Health Insurance Act, which is another significant step forward towards a call that we have always made as a federation of a universal health care for all South Africans. Additionally to that, the President has signed into law the Companies Amendment Act, which this act will expose wage disparities in the listed companies. What the President has also done is to sign the Public Procurement Act, which promotes local goods and tackles corruptions. These, comrades, amongst many, are important victories for workers' rights in South Africa. And as many have said, despite the ANC's election may setback, but the ANC remains the leading political force in the country. The task that we have, and as we answer the call that has been made by the student chapter, ours, comrades, is to rebuild trust with the working class, to ensure that government delivers on its promises and that they fix the state. We must ensure, comrades, that those that are responsible for corruption are held accountable and that government implements the ANC election manifesto. And only by doing so, we can then secure a better future for our children and be able to restore the confidence of the working class in the movement come the 2026 and 2029 elections. As a federation of Elijah Bahai standing here with you, we want, comrades, to say that your role in this process is critical. The election of your General Secretary, Comrade Dr. Mugwena Maluleke, as the President of Education International, is just a testament to the union's global influence and the solution that you provide, comrades, to the challenges that are faced by the educators worldwide. And we want to congratulate you, Nopala, and SADTU for being a leader in the global world when we deal with issues not just of educators, but of workers. Comrade leadership, in these turbulent times, COSATU must strengthen its solidarity campaigns, both within Africa and globally. And we must build formations for Africa's industrialization through partnerships like the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. In all of these journeys, comrades, we need a well-oiled SADTU. A SADTU that is united. A SADTU that services and defends its members. A SADTU that is organized in every school, in every public and private, and in every community. A SADTU that brings together all teachers. And in order for us to attain this, it is gonna require hard work from all of us. It is gonna require us, comrades, to set our recruitment targets and that we meet those targets. It is gonna require us that we train our shop stewards and members on their rights from the Basic Conditions of Employment Act to the Labor Relations Act. It is gonna require that, comrades, our leaders are on the ground from Matatiele to Petrusville. It is gonna require us that we raise the alarm when learners and teachers are threatened with violence in Hanover Park or New Brighton. It is gonna require us that we compel the Department of Education to ensure that all schools have decent sanitation from Messina to Fixburg, and that no learner, comrades, shall be taught under a tree. And as we close, we want to say, comrades, that the strength of SADTU lies in its unity, in its commitment to serving and defending its members, in its dedication to advancing the rights of both teachers and learners. We must then ensure that every school, from rural areas to urban centers, is well organized. It is safe and free from violence. We must continue, comrades, to press the government to provide decent sanitation and basic infrastructure in every school, so no child has to learn under a tree and no child has to go to pin latrine toilets. Your task over the coming days is to develop a clear program of action that will ensure that rights of teachers and learners are protected, that education in our country is of the highest quality, and that we collectively build a better future for our children. Comrades, SADTU has always been the pillar of COSATU, and a strong SADTU ensures a strong COSATU. And we want to thank the outgoing leadership for your service, and we look forward to working with the incoming leadership and SADTU membership. Comrades, education is our weapon. Solidarity is our strength. Together we will build a better South Africa, and one that is free, equal, and just. Amandla, thank you very much, President.
If you found this video informative, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more content like this. And as always, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay informed and stay engaged.